Hi viewers, my name is Neha and I am here back with another guest today with our channel Gurukula Civil Engineers. I am with Ms Sulagna Ghosh. She has 26 of experience and she is a renowned civil engineer. She has experience into highway designing and project management and she is a bachelor's from Jadavpur University. Hello ma'am, how are you?
Hi Neha, I'm good, thank you. And you?
Fine, absolutely fine. I'm so sorry to disturb you at the weekend.
No problem.
Yeah. So tell us about your background. I mean, your schooling and how did you started working?
Yeah, my schooling was absolutely in India, in the state of West Bengal. My father was there, working in PWD roads department. So we moved a few places within West Bengal, and I completed my 12 year of schooling in I think 7 different schools.
Yes.
So that was that was tough, but it made me more resilient, I think.
Right.
And then I joined Jadavpur University after my 12th in 1989 and graduated from there in 1993. And then started working in consulting engineering services in Delhi directly after graduating. And then obviously we moved as a family to Dublin, Ireland in 2004.
Yeah.
Back to Delhi in 2012 and back to UK again in 2016.
Oh, quite a journey from India to Dublin to India to UK.
Yes, you can say that.
Right. So how were you a student? You always a good student and always flourishing with grades number one, or how was the study?
I was hardworking. Yeah, that I can vouch for. And obviously, I had a passion for engineering because my dad was a civil engineer, and I always had a passion because I visited his college, I think back when I was in grade 3 or something like that, and I really liked it, and I wanted to civil engineering, maybe just for that.
All right. So it is a deliberate choice of you to choose civil engineering. Nothing by accident or
I
because of.
always wanted to do engineering, definitely, but obviously, civil engineering was came up as a choice according to my performance in the joint entrance examination, if you know. So the state joint entrance examination. So yeah, one of the choices was civil engineering, and I opted for it.
Right. So how did you choose your field? I mean, into highway designing. You had good experience in highway designing. How did you choose this field?
Basically, it was when we graduated and joined consulting engineering services. At that point of time, early 90s, there were major infrastructure development started in India. It was a big boom for infrastructure development, and obviously you might be knowing all these golden quadrilateral and that sort of projects started coming up.
Right.
When we joined as graduate trainee in Delhi, obviously we got an array of disciplines to join, but because there was a huge requirement, and in this industry, infrastructure industry specifically, so we were given a choice, and we grabbed the job. Like many of us grabbed the choice to be on an infrastructure industry. So I got chosen for that as well.
Yeah. So your first job is from the campus recruitment only, or you have searched for it? It is a campus.
Campus, yeah.
Campus. So you started in consulting
Yes.
Initially.
Consulting engineers, yeah.
Right.
I'm still consulting engineers.
Okay. And tell us about your hardship and struggles in the initial and as your career graduated. from there. So what are the struggles you faced?
Yeah, like struggles, yes, that is part of life, I believe.
Yeah.
Uh, and especially in a new city, at that point of time, it was not very common fact that people are moving around, and especially a girl
Right.
at the age of 22 in 1990s was not very much like not very not a common feature in that time of era, that they will move early home, a new city, uh, and that was a struggle initially, definitely. But yeah, obviously my father always encouraged me to explore. So he was one of the supporters to leave home for me. Go, go away and explore your own world and do better things. So that was a big support. Uh, but yeah, in initial days, obviously, but as consulting engineering services, it was Bengali oriented company. There were loads of Bengali seniors there, so I got loads of support. So that helped me a lot, both professionally and socially, I
Yeah.
should say. So that was very nice experience, and I continued to work for there in consulting engineering services for around 11 years before I moved to Dublin.
Right.
So that was a long journey from trainee engineer to project manager.
Right.
So yes, that was a struggle and an achievement as well, I can say.
Yeah. So, what you will call as your achievements in life, like those 11 years you spent in India or moving to Dublin, and what I mean, basically the achievement was like in 93, being a girl, you chose a civil engineering, had a supportive family, and you moved to this industry. It's quite a male-oriented industry. Have you faced any kind of uh, biasness or differentiation, keeping up to your gender?
Uh, yes, like yes and no, both. I can say, like at those point of time, it was not always a biasness, but it was, I could say, it was a social requirement. Maybe we were not very much accepted in sites, if I may mention. These days are much more changed now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say completely changed, but it has changed now. Uh, so those days, initial days, we like our seniors were like when they used to plan a project. Obviously, we the females, very few though, maybe we were four of us were there in the highways department at that point of time. We were mainly kept for the back end jobs at in the office, the design jobs, the data analysis part, the survey analysis part, that sort of thing. More of the boys used to go to the site because that was more acceptable and easy to handle
Right.
scenario in that social circumstances. Yeah, that is a obviously a gender. Uh, in these days, they will say discrimination, but I think that was the requirement at those days. That was the requirement. So obviously my career grown on a office-based engineering design jobs.
Yeah.
And but obviously when I moved to Dublin, from Dublin to Delhi in 2012,
Yeah.
obviously that scenario I have seen that has changed,
Changed.
completely changed. But yeah, it has been much more accepted that females will be on site and will be out and about.
Right. Right. So, you have studied civil engineering. What are the key guidelines you would like to suggest to the upcoming freshers into civil engineering? How they should uh, decide their field, design their career path, how they should go ahead after coming out of the college?
Now, there might be few elements to that. Obviously, first will be your choice.
Yeah.
You might be keen to one subject because civil engineering is a vast subject.
Yes.
So you might do some specialization on some subject. That is up to your choice. maybe geotechnics, maybe structural, maybe pavement, maybe highways, transport. There are so many fields.
Right.
Some of them are they, but and so it is your choice first to grow a career, what you want to do on that.
Yeah.
And secondly, maybe the industry requirement.
Mm-hmm.
What is the requirement at that point of time, the scope in the market? So you need to marry them up, obviously. Sorry about that. So you might need to marry about that what your choice and your market requirement, which are the things. So that is one point. You should you should look for that. And the main thing is, I won't say that if you have a choice on some subject but you get something else,
Yeah.
because as engineer, I would say that is not impossible. Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. If you have grown knowledge in geotechnics, obviously you can grow a knowledge in something else,
Yeah.
which is the market requirement. You grab a job, grow around that, and obviously I will say you will succeed.
Yeah.
That
So
shouldn't be a
nowadays
problem.
there must be different courses also after doing the engineering. Also, once you spend some time in the industry, then you feel that you have a edge or interest in developed in some other field. You can obviously do some crash courses and you can shift your field within civil engineering.
Yeah, yeah,
So, do,
you can.
do
I
you?
am doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing on health and safety. I'm still working on it. Yeah, I
Okay.
did my second module
All right.
this month. So yeah, you can always do for that.
Yeah. So, what do you suggest as in that after doing graduation, you work for the industry, and do you support that one should do a master's in that, as in higher studies, or we can grow if we do the graduation? That's it.
I would suggest these days you should go for masters, and obviously you should develop on your professional development as well.
Right.
So like I did my chartered engineering in Dublin, Ireland, from Engineers Ireland in 2006. I haven't done any masters, but yes, I would say these days you should go for a masters if you can.
Right. So, are there any certifications available that one should be attested to that to grow in their career, or how do you suggest?
Uh, yeah, certifications are definitely required. I did certification on project management. I did certification on my quality audit
Yeah.
system. I did certification on obviously on CAD, on design softwares. So yes, you will learn eventually working. But if you have a guided structured course
Right.
behind your knowledge, so that will definitely help you to grow quickly, to learn quickly in
Right.
your career.
Yeah. So, as a student, if I have, for instance, I am a graduate, I took a course, I did some certifications, and I joined a company, but somehow I feel that my capabilities are not matching, or my interest is not in that field. So, how soon would be good to change my field, or I can do it whenever I want?
It depends to some extent on personal choice,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously it depends on in your career where you are. If
Yeah.
you are into a field for say 10 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
a drastic change in field
Yeah.
might not help that much.
Okay.
But if you are in a 2 or 3 years of in your career path,
Mm-hmm.
it's fine. You can jump into another field and grow your career.
Right.
So, but yeah, if you are already into it and gained quite a bit of experience into that,
Yeah.
then I would suggest that okay, you can gradually move into some of your interesting fields, but not a drastic shift should
Right.
be done.
Yeah. So you have worked in India, you have worked in Dublin, then you moved to India, and now in UK. So do you see a difference in the approaches of working, the industry environment, the culture in all these countries?
Yes, there is differences as we expect,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the major difference I would say that planning part of any project, any kind of project is much more detailed here in the
Yeah.
planning stage.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas what I have seen in my last 2012 to 16 experience in India, when we go into detailed design or construction phase, we start the detailing in that stage, which sometimes it becomes a bit problematic. But here, probably I would say better part of it is the planning stage is given a much more wider time, much more detail in considerations. So when we go to the construction phase or detail
Yeah.
design phase, it is much more easier. But saying that, but it's not always possible in Indian scenario to manage that in the same way we do here. So there you have to balance your time, cost, quality
Right.
things. In both the countries are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there is difference. Cultural difference is definitely there. So, but I wouldn't say that it is um, anything such that it is stopping you anyway, because
Yeah.
huge infrastructure works are anyway ongoing in India as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that is the way we do work in different
Right.
countries, different
The
ways.
the major difference which I feel in the Western world and the Indian world is like here the safety, health and safety issue measures are taken more seriously than in India.
Yes, that is there, but safety in general is, uh, I wouldn't say lack of knowledge, but it is a lack of appreciation, I would say, in India.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's that is much more taken that it will be safe for
Right.
people to work, people to use, people to maintain.
Yeah.
But back in India, yes. But surprisingly, there are codes and guidelines there on safety, which
Mm-hmm.
in India as well. It's not that it doesn't exist; it exists. But
Right.
implementation is not that strict in India. That's my understanding. Is
Yeah, yeah. And you have experience into highway designing. So, how do you find the designing part? Are there any differences? What kind of designing you do here, and what kind of designing and planning we do in India? Because I think there were major accidents happening on the highway. So, how is there any kind of designing fault people are doing there, or they are not aware of the parts they have to take caution of while designing or building?
it's yeah. There are designer safety, there are construction safety, but as well as there is uh, road user safety.
Yeah.
So obviously, I won't say everything is fault of either the designer or the builder.
Hmm.
Anywhere,
Yeah.
globally, I would suggest. But at the part of users as well, people should be aware. Yes, definitely, designers should consider because when designers are designing an element, an infrastructure,
Hmm.
completely that is that is in their head. So that needs to come out onto the field.
Yeah.
So a green field site or a brown field site, whatever. So obviously designers need to consider safety for both the workers who will be building it, who
Hmm.
will be maintaining it, and who will be using it.
Choosing it. Yeah.
So they need to cater for safety for all of them.
Right. So, when somebody is studying in college, uh, do you think the college have to take initiative to give them the field experience also, while or only the theoretical knowledge would not help directly? So how these industries and colleges are coming in contact to, because I find it a huge gap between the college and the industry experience when it comes to the students.
Yes, there is, um, it's completely, I think, different sort of scenario. What you being taught in the college, that is
Yeah.
much more subjective. But when
Right.
you come into the industry, it's much more application of those knowledges
Yeah.
you gain in the college. So yes, there is a gap. I do agree. It is still till date. There is a gap, but I think initiative like you guys have taken up as Gurukul in civil engineering will help to bridge that gap. So, like you are sharing these experiences like us,
Right.
you are putting time and effort to gather our experiences. So that will help people who are in maybe final year of engineering or juniors, so that they can think about what to do, either go for higher studies or go for industries, or how to choose the career path. They can manage better. Colleges, yes, colleges should give some sort of experience to their students. I feel so that maybe they can arrange with different organizations or something like for your institution, that
Yeah.
Gurukul, so they can share the some of the experiences.
Right. So the industry interface should also come in between the theoretical approach also, because otherwise things will not work out
No,
properly.
it should. Yeah, it should.
Yes. So, Ms. Ghosh, like in all these entire years, did you ever got the feeling is like if you have chosen some other field other than civil engineering, things would have been little different, or you are very much satisfied and composed with your career development so far?
Obviously, if I would have chosen different disciplines, it would it would definitely be a different scenario altogether. I don't know about that, but I am so far content with what I have done in my career, and I have not any repentance of choosing civil engineering. So I am quite happy with my journey so far as civil
That's
engineer.
great. So, in this entire career, do you find any role model or anybody particularly that inspired in your journey?
Yes, yes, definitely yes. One of obviously I spoken about my dad, my inspiration from my mom, and in my career, obviously I have got Mr. Ashit Chakrabarti in India, Consulting Engineering Services, who always pushed me to grow, to come out of my comfort zone, to take challenge. That sort of inspiration he has given me. Then when we came to Ireland, Gary Smith was my mentor. So he pushed me a lot, do my chartered, did push me onto the site scenario, which I was not much into it in India, back in India. So yes, he was the real inspiration. Even when we moved again to UK, we spoke to him, he guided us. So that was a huge help. And we moved as a family. You might be
Yeah.
knowing my husband as well. He We both are in the same field. So yes, and my husband definitely pushed me along. Do it. It will help you.
Yeah.
And we moved along. So yeah,
Your family support is also very important in building your
absolutely,
career.
absolutely.
How, being a female, obviously there are more expectations, or how do you balance your work life and your personal life?
Yeah, definitely. It's challenging, but I would say I'm lucky enough so to have that support in my home. Both my husband, that was an advantage of being in the same career. So
Yeah.
it's better. I could understand his requirement and he understands mine. So that was a big support. my obviously I have a son, so but he is now in university, so obviously his growing path was, and all these changes we made in the in our life globally. So that was a challenge for him as well as for us, but that was positive, I would say. It's much we are even my son grew up much more resilient,
Yeah.
and that's helped a lot. Even for us it was challenging, but yes, but family support wise I was very lucky to have complete support of my husband and my bigger family behind
Right.
me.
Right. So you might have seen in your life is like female is working, then if she took a break because of any reasons, how comfortable and how easy for her to come back and join a company and full-fledgedly working on their project. Do you think the industry is accepting the women who are coming in with the gap in their career?
I have 1 year gap because of my health issues,
Mhm.
and moving to India. I have a year gap. What my experience there is that is much more acceptable in this part of world much easily
Yeah.
rather than in back in India. That's my personal experience, obviously. But yes, why not? People should go back to work, and family comes first. So if you need to take a break for your work-life balance, go for it, and come back.
So
But at
there
the
is
same time,
acceptance in the industry.
yes, there should be. But what I would suggest that when you are taking a break, you should not stop completely. You should keep doing something
Mhm.
or to grow your uh, career path. That might not be a job, that might not be a, but you learn new skills, you develop
Right.
new knowledge or something like that. And when you are taking a break at
Yeah.
your pace, you can take those steps at your pace. You don't have to
Right.
jump onto it, but
Mhm.
keep growing, so that when you come back,
Yeah.
industry should realize that okay, you have taken a break from a direct job, but
Mhm.
you have grown yourself. So that would be my
Yeah,
suggestions.
there are various online courses available.
Yeah, why not?
One can do that.
Yeah.
So, as to the to the females who have taken a long break, what do you suggest? I mean, uh, are they doing the right decision, or it's like the choice in their scenarios which they should stick to? I mean, what do you suggest? Like, a female should always work on their career, or they,
Work as much as you can. Why not?
yeah,
There shouldn't be a gender bias that male should work and female shouldn't work at a
yeah,
certain defined age. No. If you can't continue, go on for work. Yeah.
yeah,
But yes, as you said, with the work-life balance, if you need to
is
take a
very
break,
important. Yeah,
it's very
it's same for
important.
the males also. The work-life balance
For
is
the
really
males,
important.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
In my team, I have a guy who has taken paternal leave, unpaid paternal leave. He is supporting. They have decided they will go for 6 months break
Yeah.
each parent. So they are doing like that. That's absolutely fine.
Right. So, for you, how important is the soft skills and personality development part in the career? What do you think?
Soft skills are required. Soft skills, like when you grow into your career path, you need to, especially with this in our industry, in design and in consulting services, even in construction, we deal with people like you
Mhm.
guys from HR. You guys deal with people.
Yeah.
So at the at the same time, we deal with people because people are our assets in
Mhm.
design industry. So people retention and team management, for all these you need soft skill.
Right.
So soft skill is very much important to
Yeah, deal with
you
the
know.
clients and the team.
Yeah, and at the same time, you are managing clients' expectations. You are
Hmm.
managing different stakeholders in a big
Yeah,
projects. So yes, soft skills comes into that. You
right.
have the technical data, you have the facts and figures,
Hmm.
but obviously, to persuade them for a decision, you need those soft skills to present those data in a way that they should be convinced enough.
Right. So, are there any shortcuts to the hard work in the industry?
No,
Yeah, you would not suggest it
no, there is no shortcuts in
in any
your
industry.
in any industry.
Right.
You need to understand what you are doing, why you are doing, and how best the industry placed industries it's being done. So you need to understand all three to to give the 100% of your ability. So there is no shortcut.
You are being a project manager. You must be handling team. There must be some clients which you want to give to a certain set of person. How do you choose?
Uh, yes, resourcing is you need to like you need to choose, but at the same time sometimes you don't have any big choice. So the requirement of the clients and what you have in your hand available people, so you have to make sure that they are competent enough to handle the what the requirement client has. So you might be managing a team, but individual should be capable enough to handle the technical queries or that sort of liaising with clients. So yes, if you have given a team which you need to balance, maybe few shortcomings on the capabilities, and client has an expectation that yes, I will get the top knowledge. So that is the expectation management as a project manager you need to do. But at the same time, you should have have an access to a expertise level of people
Mhm.
who can jump into if required.
Right. So there's no favoritism in the team. Like this is my personal favorite, so I would give certain kind of project to this person. I will make him or her grow more than the other team members.
Hmm, I wouldn't say so, but yes, if people are showing interest, like if you are showing interest to grow into such some fields,
Hmm.
and if I am personally responsible for 5 people for their
Yeah.
development. So obviously, if they have mentioned me that okay, I want to do that sort of design, and something comes up in some team
Yeah.
that requirement, I will try to push him
Hmm.
or her, whatever. But yes, but yeah, if you show some interest,
Right.
then obviously you get picked up.
Right.
So
So, what is the role of a manager, a senior person in any field, basically? How they should push and they should educate that person to grow, as in, is that comes to under a manager's duty to make the team grow, or what is the
absolutely,
role?
absolutely, it comes for the um, line management or the project management role as well.
Mhm.
So give the people to grow up into that position so that they can. It's as I say that the people are the assets. So you have to
Yeah,
grow your asset, isn't it? We all want our
we have to
assets to
contribute
grow.
to them also.
Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously, if they need to be grown so that they can take up at one point of time at your role when
Mhm.
you move up somewhere.
Yeah.
So definitely, when they want to push up somebody, they need to make sure that their team, the manager's team, is also grown at the same level so
Mhm.
that they can cope up with the pressure or the industry.
Right. And in this all these things, how important is your relationship with the team and the client? Uh, how we
It's
should
very
maintain
important.
that
It's
professionally?
very, yeah, it's very important that you get to know the professional balance. So I would say that the client expectation management, and at the same time managing your team's expectation, is that balance is very important for a project manager to keep up.
Yeah.
So and that's a big role for a project manager, and basically that's the project manager's role.
Yeah.
The delivery. At the same time, maintaining the time, maintaining the budget, maintaining the quality. And obviously client is a big role because we need work.
Yeah.
So we need to bring work from the client. So expect.
So if you want to give advice to the new talents in this field, what is the core advice you would like to give them? How they should go ahead?
Understand what client wants. If client is clear what they want, it's half job done.
Mm-hmm.
So liaise with client closely, help them out to figure out that what is their actual need. If they don't clear in their mind, help them to be clear in their mind that what they want out of this project.
Mm-hmm.
What's the ultimate goal they want out of that project they are providing. So go to the client. Client care is very, very, very important.
Right. So at the end, how do you spend your time apart from work? I mean, do you pursue any hobbies?
Yeah, I do. I love gardening. Obviously, if the weather is nice.
Yeah.
In this part of world, or else I love reading.
Yeah. So how important is the mental health for you in the nowadays scenarios? Because we talk about a lot of mental health issues and work-life balance. So the hobbies plays a great role in maintaining that.
It's a stress buster.
Yeah.
I do love cooking as well, so these hobbies are very much stress buster for you whenever it comes into the mental health field.
Mm-hmm.
And mental health is very, very, very important, because you can't give your 100% if you are not mentally where mental well-being is good. So you need to be there in your mind first.
Yeah.
Then you can put onto your effort, whatever it is.
Right. Thank you so much, Ms. Ghosh. It was very nice talking to you, and we got a lot of insightful information from you.
Thank you.
So I'm suppose my viewers will get a lot of knowledge after they'll see your interview.
Thank you very much.
So, dear viewers, this is Ms Sulagna Ghosh from the industry. She has given a lot of information. She would be available with us if you want to know anything better in the field. She can guide you. This is our YouTube channel, Gurukul of Civil Engineers. Please subscribe to our website, gcelab.com, and our channel. We'll be coming back with few more industry experts for you. Thank you so much, Ms. Ghosh.
Thank you.